Hello everyone, so we're gonna watch the Sonic the Hedgehog official trailer. I've seen the backlash obviously because it's literally everywhere. I've seen the screen grabs and I've seen the kind of change. I've not actually seen what apparently is a very poorly done trailer, or at least, well, parts of it are. So we'll go straight into it.
Gotta go fast.
Minutes ago, an energy surge knocked out power across the entire Pacific Northwest. This needs someone who can figure out exactly what we're dealing with.
You're not suggesting who I think you're suggesting.
We have no choice.
What the? Are you in charge here?
Yes, I am.
Nope!
I'm wrong. I'm in charge.
Allow me to clarify. In a sequentially ranked hierarchy based on level of critical importance, the disparity between us is too vast to quantify. Agent Stone?
The doctor thinks you're basic.
Listen, pal, I don't know if you realize who...
I'm sorry, Major. What was your name?
Benning...
Nobody cares!
SFPD!
Meow? Ah, come on.
Okay, pal, I want answers.
Basically, it looks like I'm gonna have to save your planet. Oh, is that all you got?
No, but thank you for asking.
Uh-oh. Whatever this creature is, our job is to secure it, neutralize it, see what makes it tick. Look at this! I took 9 million steps today. Stay in there and be quiet.
How much longer? I can't breathe in here.
Do you have your child in that bag?
No. I mean, yes, it's a child, but it's not mine.
It's not your child.
Smells like body spray in an old ham sandwich.
I mean, I muted the microphone so you couldn't hear me giggling, but I've been giggling the entire way through that. It's like a parody. I mean, it's just Jim Carrey. He's not even playing a character. Like, I just don't... I grew up on the Sonic the Hedgehog cartoons. I grew up on the games. I mean, for starters, he looks nothing like Dr. Robotnik at all. It's not... It's going to take me a while to type this because my computer is dead, pretty much. No, yeah, well, Chrome is frozen on me, but, I didn't want to go to Google Docs. I just know where I searched, but thank you. It's just Jim Carrey with a mustache. I mean, none of his mannerisms are even vaguely Eggmanish. Nor does he resemble an egg, which is I wasn't trying to search Dr. Robot. No. Okay, fine, whatever. Yep, kill the page. It's just it's. I mean, it's funny, but it's funny because it's bad. And also, like, this agent who I swear was a police officer in the first scene, so I don't know what's happened there. Shoots him with a dart, but like, isn't his whole thing about being like super? I mean, I now realize I'm watching trailer clips out of context, but isn't like the in the same trailer we get a bit where he's dodging missiles, and then there's a bit where he can't dodge a single dart. Just seems, I don't know, and this whole. I mean, I guess Dr. Robotnik's kind of. He looks more like Robotnik here. I guess that's kind of the point. Maybe. Like, okay, I guess that's what they're going for. Like, what seems to be a common thing in. It's the same thing they did with Inspector Gadget. Same thing they arguably did in Batman vs Superman, where they show a villain pre their traditional appearance, and then they show something happening during a film, and they look like their traditional appearance, and then that's how they stay in the future. It's like yeah, like they made the Inspector Gadget movie, and he didn't resemble a cartoon appearance at all, except he had a robotic arm, and then in the sequential films he kind of was more like the cartoon. I doubt this is going to get a sequel, but I guess they're going to have him look like a normal person you tie way through, and then at the end he's going to look like his villainous form, and then I guess it's kind of it's building up, but it's like no one really cares about the build up. If we want a real Robotnik, we want you know. We want it throughout. I mean, this is just Jim Carrey being Jim Carrey. I can see Jim Carrey being Jim Carrey in literally any Jim Carrey film. Also, what's with the why would there be a single thread of hair lying by the side of the road? I mean, the either should be several or none. There shouldn't be one. And then he should be shedding the entire time. Why would he lose a single thread? I'm a nostalgic idiot, so the usage of why is one of his eyes green now? Why is he one blue? What's up with that? Just really random. I'm just really nostalgic, so I guess the usage of actual game noises is gonna make me excited, but that's pretty much the only time my heart missed a beat. What's with this random robot thing here? It's just really. I don't get it. Okay, I mean the main criticism I guess for this, and then what was this joke at the end about it being someone else's child and the people just walking away? How is that funny? It's just really lazy comedy. Especially kind of when you consider like how media relevant child kidnapping is nowadays. Right, yeah, and on the subject of I don't know. I don't know what I mean. The main criticism is kind of what Sonic looks like. I don't know. I don't know. I don't actually think it's that bad. What have they changed it to? Because I don't know if this is a fan edit or something, but I know I've seen clips and I've not looked into it because I've not actually seen the trailer until today. But if I can use my web browser at all, wasn't not actually far off what it looks like. Sonic the Hedgehog film appearance. I mean, I saw that. I know there was a lot of derision over the poster design when that was released a couple of months ago. So the Paramount's marketing here isn't fantastic. Though someone on my film society's chat speculated if this is all deliberate, like they make the real version of the film and then they re-render a version of the film that looks terrible for the trailers and they release that so people talk about how terrible it looks and then they release a better version. Apparently the CGI in two different Aladdin trailers was worse and then better. People are like, well, this is deliberate because the worst CGI will attract memes and the memes will attract publicity for the films and then more people will be likely to watch the films. And it's deliberate on their part. I mean, I know CGI tends to be worse in early trailers than later trailers because they tend to send out the clips before they finished rendering the films. But is Google going to load for me at all, or is it just going to stay stuck on this screen? To be redesigned after. What is? That's funny. What is the criticism? Exactly. I mean, it is Sonic, so. I mean, the main thing about Sonic as a character is kind of his humor for me. Growing up on the cartoons, I mean, he doesn't really speak much in the game. There's nothing. I don't actually mind the appearance. I care more about Dr. Robotnik, to be honest, than what Sonic looks like. Also, kind of the fact that it's set in the real world is kind of bizarre for me, considering that none of the games were set in the real world. As far as I'm aware, Dr. Robotnik was literally the only human kind of character in the games and the majority of the cartoons. And this is like, I mean, I don't think the timing is coincidental that it's coming out kind of the same time that a live action Pokemon film is, but I mean, the live action Pokemon film excites me more than this does. Also, it's kind of like really pandering. His first line is "Gotta go fast." Human style teeth. What actually is a criticism? Is it just literally that his eyes aren't joined together? Because I actually think it look weird. It always weirded me out, that kind of cartoon trope of eyes joined together. So actually, I don't think I'd mind if it's separate. If that's literally the only objection there is to this. Look, my internet's not going to go any fast. Well, my internet's fine. The computer's what's been the issue. I need to buy a new computer. So it's more kind of the premise. The thing hilarious from this is kind of how bad I think the film is going to be. I think someone shared a tweet about, with a quote about. Someone shared a tweet about the if you get history, you're doomed to repeat it, and then put a picture of the Super Mario Brothers poster. Which actually, to be fair, I've not seen the Super Mario Brothers film, but I have read the plot synopsis, and I kind of feel that's all you really need to know about the Super Mario Brothers film. I don't know why I'm searching that. Sonic the Hedgehog cartoon versus film. But I mean, like, if you're gonna make a live action version of character, you've got to change some of the appearances. Otherwise, especially if it's going to be with if it's going to be with real people, you need to ground it in reality somewhat. I think if you leave it too cartoony, if you have the heads too big, but then like the proportions of Sonic change from time to time anyway. Like the cartoons tend to have really big heads. And kind of small bodies, but then you have kind of the more modern things like the one here, which is just heads go smaller. I mean, depending on the iteration of the character, it has and will change, so I don't think the proportions are really that fixed in canon, because it's not one definitive, like, the proportions here from what this Sonic version, I mean, that's Sonic the Hedgehog, but the proportions are completely different to the Sonic the Hedgehog from here. I mean, and then the Sonic the Hedgehog from here, they do change. So I'm not that fussed about kind of. I mean, this looks weirder to me if I saw this in a real live action film. Now, for me, it's kind of the portions of Eggman, which is the more discontinuous part of it. I don't actually think Sonic looks actually that terrible. Maybe a bit floaty, but I guess that's something you refine as you grade the film. And you refine the CGI. It's just Jim Carrey, who I actually thought Jim Carrey as Dr. Eggman would be good casting, but then he's not being directed to play the character and represent any of the mannerisms or personas. I mean, the gaming characters don't really have much in terms of personality and personas, because it's, you know, early whatever 80s 70s gamings don't really tend to construct story so much as gameplay, but the cartoons kind of had a very kind of, and you can go either way, because the Dr. Robotnik in kind of the original Sonic the Hedgehog cartoons was a very traditional cartoon comedic villain, and then you get the Dr. Robotnik from what was it, the Sonic, the I can't remember the different names of different things now, but the later Sonic the Hedgehog cartoons, where it's actually set in a post-apocalyptic world and you have a much darker villain. But either way, there's a very kind of Eggman persona, which I don't see Jim Carrey kind of representing here. I don't know why. Yeah, it's more of that. It's more the premise of something in the real world. The actual realization of the character doesn't bother me as much. If one of the plot lines is going to be Dr. Robotnik wanting to capture Sonic to kind of steal his blue essence, then that's basically the plot of the Smurfs. Which I guess it could go. But yeah, no. If the major backlash for this trailer was the representation of Sonic, I'm not actually that bothered. It's more kind of the premise of the film. But yeah, I would end normally by asking people to tell me what they thought, but literally 3 people watch these videos, so oh well. Bye. Yes. Sad times.